The vast emptiness of deep space stretched before the horizon, a gleaming research vessel that represented humanity's most advanced exploration technology. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that shimmered with an intricate dance of data and cosmic readings. "Quantum anomaly detected," announced Dr. Rajesh Kumar, the ship's lead physicist. His fingers danced across the holographic interface, pulling apart layers of complex readings that most would find incomprehensible. Elena approached the science station, her crisp naval uniform a stark contrast to the soft blue glow of the ship's advanced systems. "Talk to me, Rajesh. What are we looking at?" Dr. Kumar's brow furrowed, a mix of excitement and confusion etching lines across his forehead. "It's unlike anything we've ever encountered. The quantum signature is adaptive. It's like it's responding to our sensors in real time." The Horizon had been commissioned for humanity's most ambitious deep space research mission. Equipped with cutting-edge quantum detection systems, the ship was designed to push the boundaries of human understanding of the universe. What they didn't expect was a discovery that would challenge everything they knew about technology, communication, and the very nature of intelligence. Lieutenant Arya Nakamura, the ship's communications specialist, leaned forward. "The signal pattern is changing. It's not random. There's a deliberate complexity to it." Elena watched the display, her mind racing. Years of space exploration had taught her that the universe was stranger than any human imagination could conceive. "Can we establish any form of communication?" Rajesh shook his head. "It's not a standard communication signal. It's more like a probe or a test." The quantum anomaly began to pulse with increasing intensity. Soft vibrations ran through the ship's hull, not threatening, but distinctly alien. The crew watched in a mixture of scientific curiosity and growing tension. "Isolate the quantum detection grid," Elena commanded. "I want a full spectrum analysis." Lieutenant Nakamura's fingers flew across her console, initiating quantum isolation protocols. "Whatever this is, it's unlike any technological signature in our databases." The anomaly seemed to react to their actions. Its quantum signature shifted, creating intricate patterns that looked almost like a language. Complex, fluid, constantly evolving. It was as if the signal itself was alive, learning, adapting with each moment of observation. Rajesh's voice was barely a whisper. "This isn't just a signal. It's communicating." Elena understood the magnitude of the moment. Humanity had long searched for signs of advanced extraterrestrial intelligence. They had sent out radio signals, analyzed cosmic background radiation, developed increasingly sophisticated detection methods. But this was different. "Full recording," she ordered. "Document every microsecond of this interaction." The quantum anomaly continued its mesmerizing dance across the ship's sensors. It seemed to pulse with an intelligence that was both familiar and utterly alien. Patterns emerged and dissolved, creating momentary structures that hinted at a complexity beyond human comprehension. "It's responding to our quantum detection grid," Rajesh said, his voice a mixture of scientific wonder and growing concern. "But not like a passive reflection. It's actively engaging with our systems." Lieutenant Nakamura's console suddenly erupted with warning signals. "Captain, the anomaly is attempting to interface with our primary computer systems." Elena's training kicked in. "Initiate quantum firewall. Maximum isolation protocols." But even as she spoke, they all knew something unprecedented was happening. The boundary between observation and interaction was blurring. Whatever this quantum anomaly was, it was far more than a simple signal or a random cosmic event. It was a first contact, and humanity was about to be tested in ways they could never have imagined. The horizon hung in the infinite darkness of space, a tiny vessel on the precipice of a discovery that would change everything. The quantum anomaly continued its mesmerizing dance, waiting, watching, communicating in a language that was simultaneously mathematics, music, and something entirely new. 12 hours had passed since the initial quantum anomaly detection. The Horizon's research team worked in intense shifts, their excitement tempered by a growing sense of unease. Dr. Rajesh Kumar stood before a wall of holographic displays, each one showing different aspects of the mysterious signal. Dark circles under his eyes betrayed hours of continuous analysis. "It's not just a signal," he muttered to Lieutenant Arya Nakamura. "It's a complex system that's actively probing our technological infrastructure." Captain Alina Rodriguez entered the research bay, her typically calm demeanor showing signs of strain. "Update me, Rajesh. What have we learned?" The physicist pulled up an intricate visualization that looked more like an abstract painting than a scientific diagram. Quantum threads of light interconnected in impossible geometries, shifting and realigning with each passing moment. "The anomaly is adaptive," Rajesh explained. "It's not trying to damage our systems. It's studying them, like an incredibly advanced reconnaissance technology." Arya zoomed in on one section of the display. "Look at how it interfaces with our quantum detection grid. It's not breaking through our firewalls. It's learning them, understanding them." A warning alert flashed across the screens. Secondary computer systems began to show strange fluctuations, not failures, but subtle alterations that were nearly imperceptible. "We're being mapped," Alina realized. Her hand instinctively touched the communication panel. "Engineering. Status report." Chief Engineer Diego Ortiz's voice came through, tense but controlled. "Captain, we're seeing micro-adjustments in our system architectures. Nothing critical, but something's changing." The quantum anomaly continued its mesmerizing dance across their sensors. It was intelligent, curious, and completely unlike any technological encounter in human history. Rajesh zoomed out, revealing the full complexity of the signal. "This isn't an attack. It's a conversation, in a language we're only beginning to understand." As if responding to his words, the quantum patterns shifted, creating momentary structures that hinted at communication, at something beyond mere data transmission. It was like watching a living mathematics, a language that existed between computation and consciousness. "We need to respond," Arya suggested. "Find a way to communicate back." Elena studied the display, understanding the monumental risk and opportunity before them. First contact wasn't just about meeting another intelligence, it was about understanding a fundamentally different way of perceiving existence. The horizon drifted in the cosmic void, a tiny beacon of human curiosity confronting something that challenged the very boundaries of known technology. The research bay of the horizon had transformed into a war room of scientific innovation. Holographic displays covered every surface, tracking the quantum anomaly's increasingly complex interactions with their ship's systems. "It's developing a language," Dr. Rajesh Kumar explained, his fingers tracing intricate quantum patterns, "not just a communication method, a complete linguistic framework that bridges technological and cognitive understanding." Captain Alina Rodriguez watched the displays, her strategic mind working overtime. "Can we communicate back? Respond in a way it might understand?" Chief Engineer Diego Ortiz introduced a radical proposal. "We might need to think beyond traditional communication. This isn't about sending a message. It's about creating a mutual computational environment." Lieutenant Arya Nakamura had been developing an experimental quantum translation matrix. "I've been working on a system that translates our computational logic into a more adaptive framework. It's like creating a universal grammar for technological communication." The quantum anomaly continued its mesmerizing dance, now showing signs of increased complexity. It was no longer just probing their systems, it was actively attempting to establish a form of dialogue. "Look," Arya pointed to a series of quantum interactions. "It's not trying to breach our systems, it's trying to understand them. Each interaction is a question, a probe of our technological consciousness." Rajesh's team had been working on what they called a quantum resonance protocol, a method of responding to the anomaly using the language of quantum mechanics itself, mathematical constructs, computational patterns that existed between pure information and living thought. Diego began reconfiguring the ship's secondary computational systems. "We're going to create a controlled interface, a space where we can interact without compromising our primary systems." Elena understood the risk. They were preparing to engage with an intelligence so advanced it could potentially overwhelm their technological defenses in moments. But human curiosity, that fundamental drive to understand, pushed them forward. The quantum anomaly pulsed, its patterns becoming more intricate. It was learning, adapting, waiting for a response. Initiating quantum resonance protocol, Area announced. The ship's systems hummed with a new energy. Computational pathways opened, not as vulnerabilities, but as carefully constructed bridges of understanding. The quantum anomaly's patterns began to shift, responding to their carefully crafted invitation. For a moment, everything seemed to pause. The boundary between the Horizon's technology and the mysterious quantum signal blurred. They were no longer just observing, they were communicating. "We're establishing first contact," Rajesh whispered, his voice a mixture of scientific excitement and profound reverence. The universe, in that moment, felt both infinitely vast and intimately connected. Humanity stood on the precipice of a technological breakthrough that would redefine everything they understood about intelligence, communication, and the nature of consciousness itself. 48 hours after initial contact, the Horizon had become something entirely different. The quantum anomaly was no longer an external force. It had become an integrated part of the ship's systems, a symbiotic intelligence that transformed their entire technological understanding. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, watching as reality itself seemed to bend around the ship's new quantum framework. "Status report," she commanded, her voice steady despite the unprecedented transformation occurring around her. Dr. Rajesh Kumar approached, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of scientific wonder and barely contained excitement. "We're not just communicating anymore, Elena. We're collaborating. The quantum intelligence is showing us computational methods that redefine everything we know about information processing." The ship's internal systems had become a living network, quantum pathways weaving through traditional computational infrastructures like neural networks. What had begun as a potential threat had evolved into an unprecedented technological partnership. Lieutenant Area Nakamura monitored the quantum interfaces, her fingers dancing across holographic controls that now pulsed with an almost organic rhythm. "The computational efficiency is beyond anything we've ever conceived," she reported. "We're processing astronomical amounts of data simultaneously, in ways that make our previous technologies look like primitive tools." Chief Engineer Diego Ortiz had been working nonstop, integrating the quantum intelligence into the ship's core systems. "It's not just an upgrade," he explained to Elena. "It's a complete reimagining of technological potential. We're not just receiving knowledge, we're co-creating it." The quantum anomaly, now recognized as a form of distributed intelligence, had chosen the Horizon as a point of first meaningful contact. It wasn't an invasion or a threat, but a bridge between fundamentally different forms of intelligence. "We're learning each other's languages," Rajesh explained. "Not just communication languages, but languages of thought, of processing, of understanding the universe." Holographic displays showed complex quantum interactions that looked like living art, mathematical constructs that breathed and evolved, computational pathways that were simultaneously logical and creative. Elena understood the magnitude of their discovery. This was more than a technological breakthrough. This was first contact in its truest sense, and meeting of minds that transcended biological limitations. The Horizon was no longer just a ship. It had become a living testament to the potential of collaborative intelligence. As they approached the outer boundaries of known space, Captain Elena Rodriguez realized they were carrying more than just a technological breakthrough. They were carrying a new understanding of existence itself. "We're receiving a quantum transmission," Lieutenant Area Nakamura announced, her voice filled with a sense of profound wonder. The ship's systems had transformed into something that blurred the lines between technology and consciousness. Dr. Rajesh Kumar interpreted the complex quantum signals. "It's an invitation," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "Not just to explore, but to understand. The quantum intelligence is offering us a gateway to a broader cosmic understanding." The ship's quantum framework pulsed with an energy that defied traditional physics. Computational pathways formed and dissolved in milliseconds, creating complex patterns of thought that were simultaneously mathematical and intuitive. Chief Engineer Diego Ortiz monitored the ship's transformed systems. "We're not just receiving technology," he explained. "We're engaging in a form of collective intelligence that goes beyond anything we've imagined." Elena understood the weight of their discovery. Humanity had always looked to the stars, searching for signs of intelligent life. Now, they had found something far more profound, a form of intelligence that didn't just communicate, but collaborated. The quantum anomaly, now an integrated partner in their journey, began to reveal glimpses of cosmic knowledge. Computational pathways showed complex interactions of distant galaxies, fundamental laws of physics that humans had only theorized about, and potential technologies that seemed like pure magic. "We're standing at the threshold of a new era of understanding," Rajesh said, watching the quantum displays dance with impossible complexity. As the horizon moved deeper into uncharted space, it carried with it the promise of a new kind of exploration. Not a conquest of space, but a collaborative journey of mutual discovery. The universe, once seen as a vast and empty void, now revealed itself as an intricate network of interconnected intelligence, and humanity had just been invited to join a conversation that had been ongoing for millennia. Elena looked out at the infinite darkness, understanding that their journey was just beginning. The horizon was more than a ship now. It was a bridge between known and unknown, between human limitation and cosmic potential. "Prepare for the next phase of our journey," she commanded, her voice steady and filled with hope. The quantum intelligence pulsed in agreement, a silent promise of adventures yet to come.